Welcome to Eureka, Utah. It's one of the best preserved mining towns in the state. Unlike Park City, where modern development has transformed much of the original mining town, Eureka still retains much of its historic character. Some buildings have been carefully preserved, while others stand weathered by more than a century of time. Located about 75 miles southwest of Salt Lake City along U.S. Highway 6, it was once the heart of the famous Tintic mining district. Eureka began as a camp called Ruby Hollow after rich silver discoveries in 1869. When prospectors realized just how valuable the ore was, someone reportedly shouted, "Eureka! I have found it!" And the name stuck. Within just a few decades, the town exploded from a mining camp into one of Utah's richest communities. With a population peaking at over 5,000 residents, it became the financial center of the Tintic mining district. By the late 1880s, the district ranked among Utah's top producers of silver, gold, lead, copper, and zinc. The town developed, and several enormous mines surrounded Eureka. Those were the Bullion Beck Mine, Eureka Hill Mine, Gemini, and Blue Rock. And later, the famous Chief Consolidated Mine joined them. These mines produced hundreds of millions of dollars worth of ore during the district's heyday. For a remote mining camp, Eureka was remarkably sophisticated. By the 1890s, it had electric lights, banks, hotels, churches, schools, a newspaper, opera houses, saloons, and a railroad connection. In its time, Eureka was one of the wealthiest communities in Utah. But what happened to it? Like many mining towns, Eureka rose and fell with metal prices and availability. As the richest ore bodies were exhausted and mining became less profitable during the early 1900s, many people left. Unlike many boomtowns, however, Eureka never completely disappeared. Today, roughly 600 to 700 people still call it home, making it more of a living ghost town than an abandoned one. If you visit, I'd recommend you check out the Tintic Mining Museum, the historic Main Street and its old brick commercial buildings, which we're doing in this video, the mine, headframes, and abandoned mining structures, its historic homes, and the surrounding East Tintic Mountains. The city also offers a self-guided historic walking tour, and the surrounding area is popular for ATV riding, rock hounding, hiking, and exploring nearby ghost towns such as Silver City and Mammoth, both only 4 or 5 miles away by car. You can find them on Google Maps. But long before the mines, the railroads, and the bustling streets of Eureka, this valley was a very different place. It was open range, dotted with ranches, and crossed by wagon trails. And one of the most famous men in the American West called this area home, at least for a little while. That man was Orrin Porter Rockwell. Known as a frontiersman, lawman, scout, bodyguard to Brigham Young, and one of the most controversial figures in Utah history, Rockwell operated a ranch just a few miles west of here near Cherry Creek. His log cabin stood there for many years before eventually being moved into Eureka, where it can still be seen today. One mystery I haven't been able to solve is exactly when this cabin was moved here. Historical markers tell us it came from Porter Rockwell's ranch near Cherry Creek, but the story of the relocation itself seems to have been lost to time. If anyone watching remembers the move, or has photographs or newspaper clippings, I'd love to hear from you. One thing I wasn't expecting to find in Eureka was a stop on Utah's official film trail. It turns out this quiet mining town has had a second career as a movie set. Because so much of the historic downtown has survived, filmmakers have been coming here for years to recreate the look of the American West. Movies like The Maldonado Miracle, The World's Fastest Indian, Nitro Circus, the movie, and most recently Omaha, have all used Eureka as a backdrop. Standing here, it's easy to see why. With just a little movie magic, this street could pass for almost any Western town from a century ago. If you've seen any of these movies, let me know in the comments if you recognize any of the buildings or locations from around town. Not everything in Eureka is about mining. One of the town's newer attractions is the Tintic Motorcycle Works and Museum, housed inside the old 1922 post office. It's home to a collection of vintage motorcycles, local artwork, and even a coffee shop, proof that these historic buildings can find new life while still preserving the character of the town. Every town has a story, and Eureka's is written in brick storefronts, abandoned mine shafts, weathered head frames, and the memories of those who came here chasing opportunity. While the boom years have long since passed, this little town has managed to hold on to something many historic places have lost: its authenticity. Most people know about silver. Very few know about Jesse Knight. He became one of Utah's richest men after striking ore that others believed wasn't there. Unlike many mining millionaires, he was a devout member of the LDS Church, didn't drink or gamble, and invested his fortune back into Utah. Located about 5 miles west of Eureka, the Knight Grain Elevator wasn't just a grain elevator. It was part of Jesse Knight's enormous effort to make the Tintic Valley self-sufficient. He believed miners should have locally grown food instead of relying entirely on shipments from elsewhere. The elevator was built in 1915 as part of his dry farming operation and is one of the few surviving structures from the community of Knight. If you're driving to Eureka from Salt Lake City or Provo, you will likely pass through the community of Elberta. It's a favorite of photographers who stop here to get images and video of the old Sinclair gas station. Here is what I found there.